And so here's this piece. I was wondering about this myself, but it highlights the point in Politico. You ready for this? Despite the hype, the House still hasn't sued Obama. Takes about 10 minutes to walk from the Capitol to the federal courthouse just down the hill, but House Republicans haven't managed to make that trip in the 4 months since they announced they'd be suing Obama. You remember this? Remember I told you this is a fraud? This'll get nowhere? Well, Boehner's made sure it gets nowhere. John Boehner came out swinging hard last June when he announced that his chamber would take Obama to court. The suit, charging that the president grossly exceeded his constitutional authority by failing to implement portions of the Obamacare law, was billed as an election season rallying point for aggrieved Republicans. But days before the midterms, the House's legal guns seem to have fallen silent. Lawyers close to the process said they originally expected the legal challenge to be filed in September. Now they don't expect any action before the elections. Now let me explain something to you, ladies and gentlemen. The basis of this suit was the employer mandate provision. The problem is the employer mandate provision kicks in for most employers on January 1, after the election, which makes this suit, certainly most of it, moot. This was a farce from the day Boehner announced it. I'm trying to say these people have no respect for you whatsoever. I have complete respect for you. That's why I look through this stuff and I bring it to your attention. I know others just want to talk about 2 or 3 things and run off. I can't do it. I can't ignore what this party's doing to you. It's not a conservative party, the Republican Party. If you're voting Republican to throw Harry Reid out, to stop Obama in many respects, I get it. I'm with you. I'm going to do the same thing. But those who pretend that all we have to do is put pressure on these people and so forth, it's not true. They are sellouts. They are not conservatives. They are owned and bought for by the Chamber of Commerce, by others. John Boehner told you 4 months ago that he was going to sue Obama for his unconstitutional acts. John Boehner told you that this was an existential threat to our republic, which it is and was. And he had no intention of filing the suit. And he hasn't filed it. And even if he files it tomorrow, it won't matter now, because on January 1, most of the basis for the suit goes away. So why aren't others in the conservative media telling you this? Why is this a great secret? That's not a great deceit? We don't exist to be managed, ladies and gentlemen. We don't exist to be propagandized to. We are the people. We're the American people. As Ronald Reagan said in his famous CPAC speech, we're not a little minority. We're not a cult. We're the majority. Not only won't these people make the case to the rest of the American people for principled constitutionalism and conservatism and free market capitalism, not only won't they make the case, they don't believe in it. The vote next Tuesday is an anti-Obama, anti-Reid vote, because the Democrat Party has become a totalitarian party that rejects the Constitution altogether, that rejects private property rights and individual sovereignty altogether. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Republican Party is not an effective opposition party, because they've already announced, and by the way, McConnell's staff leaked it too, that they are going to immediately pass a massive budget bill that'll last a year before the new Congress is in place, which you're voting for on next Tuesday, so they don't have to deal with it for a year. The debt goes on and on and on. The IRS goes on and on and on. The EPA goes on and on and on. And this is what they mean, showing you they can govern. This is what they mean by bipartisanship. The trend is in one direction. The trajectory is in one direction. And after you give them the Senate, they will say that's not enough, we need the presidency. And then if we give them another Bush or somebody of that sort, then what? Then what's the excuse?